I did a video talking about how much RAM ATP Active Trader Pro uses between Windows, macOS Intel, and Apple Silicon. And the numbers were about 850 megabytes on Windows 10. I think 5 gigabytes on macOS Intel and 8 gigabytes on macOS Apple Silicon. But I wanted to just look at the amount of time or the performance delta between those, because using up a lot of memory doesn't necessarily mean something is slower, although in this case it does. So I ran the startup from login to when everything was loaded in Active Trader Pro. For the my 10700 Windows desktop, I got 13 seconds. iMac Pro 20 seconds. Mac Studio 25 seconds. Now, if we look at the machines, the 10700 has the lowest multi-core, 7905 of them. The iMac Pro is a little bit faster at 8214, and the M1 Studio is at 12464, or about 50% faster than these two machines. So a machine at 50% faster but using roughly twice as much time to load is pretty bad. So I would like to, well, right now on my desktop I have the Studio and the iMac Pro and the Windows desktop. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to decide whether I want to just run Active Trader Pro on the Studio or the Windows machine. Now, normally these days I'm shutting the Windows machine off. I'm shutting the iMac Pro off when I'm not trading, unless I need to do something else on it. The thing is, the load time can also translate into responsiveness. So when I'm entering an order, it's how fast the ticker types, how fast I can type in the number of shares that I want to buy, etc. So that time can be valuable. One other thing I found is that there are some programs that I used that just run so much better in Windows than they do on Apple Silicon. I was running Windows 11 ARM virtual machines on my Apple Silicon systems, but I've since removed them, although I know how to create them, so that's not hard if I need to. But running Windows in general just runs a lot better if you have an x86 system. So I'm going to run the programs that run best on Windows and that run well on Mac OS X well. Microsoft will have the same problem with their Windows 11 ARM laptops. I don't expect Fidelity to make ATP native on macOS Intel or macOS ARM anytime soon. So not completely sure what I'm going to do. Probably it's possible I might just run 3 machines during the trading day, and then when the day's over, shut down the Windows system, maybe shut down the iMac Pro as well. But I actually love all 3 of the machines. Now, as you can see, the Cougar single core at 1236 is really slow. You've got 13th and 14th generation Intel, and you've got Ryzen 7th series and 9 series, which are a lot faster than this. So you can get much better responsiveness with modern AMD and Intel CPUs, even though this CPU is only 4 years old. But if you want the best performance in Active Trader Pro, then I think you got to run Windows x86 with a good, well, I am not recommending Intel 13th and 14th generation processors until we kind of get the truth from Intel on what models are affected, if there's still bad CPUs in the pipeline for sales, and how they're going to deal with warranty issues. I guess I would recommend AMD 7XXX series. I've heard mixed things about the 9XXX series. They kind of didn't really increase performance all that much, or maybe have some performance regressions, but they're a lot more efficient. So depends on what you want, but there's still plenty of options out there. You can go Intel 12th gen. I do not know that the video card makes a huge difference. This is a 1050 Ti, which is, as you can see, it's pretty old and pretty slow, 22484. Even the iMac Pro from 2017 has double that, and you know, you've got the Mac Studio and the M1 Pros as pretty strong. So if you want to run Active Trader Pro on a Mac, you're going to pay a performance penalty, and it looks like that's going to stick around. I mean, M3 is better, M4 is better. I don't have any of those machines, so I don't have a way to test them. Maybe I don't actually intend to get an M4. There's nothing wrong with the systems we have, but it may make some of a difference, but I don't think you're going to overcome an almost 2-to-1 ratio in performance over Windows 10 with Active Trader Pro. So that's an unfortunate fact of life, and I guess we'll just have to live with it. From practical perspective, you could probably find like a 2015 Intel desktop running Windows 10, and it would probably outperform a Mac Studio. One other experiment I wanted to try was running Active Trader Pro in a Windows 10 virtual machine on the iMac Pro, and that is slower. So there is significant overhead with a virtual machine. I don't know if I can improve this by maybe using VMware. I did this with what is it? I think I did this with UTM. Let me see. Yeah, I did this with UTM. So that's pretty good performing virtual machine software. So that's definitely not a solution, as it's slower than just running it using Rosetta 2. So yeah, sorry.